Welcome everyone. You are on the Come Cook With Me show, and my name is LauraJHall, and we are finally back live to you. I wish I could do a panoramic. The reason why we have not been here is, well, one, we were on vacation, and then the next week when we came back, our entire house was getting painted. So, so we haven't been able to be live with you, but we're live now. And I just want to say thank you for joining us. If you are seeing, I forgot to make sure that it was a public post. So if you are hopping on live right now, just give me a few hearts to say that you can see me and everything is going great. I think it's going good. Okay, so we don't know what's going on with the Mevo camera, but what we do know is that there's at least a good visual so that you can see both pots. You can see the slow cooker in the back, and I'm about to show you what it looks like. So today we are making a wonderful spring soup. It's one of my absolute favorites. I don't know, raise your hand if you're one of those people who, after a holiday season, you absolutely love to have, use your ham bone or have split pea soup, and it's just one of those things that you just crave for. Well, we don't need to have the ham bone. You don't have to have a holiday. You can actually, I've come up with a recipe that really has some intense flavor. I think you're gonna love it. We're gonna do, in the Instant Pot here, we're gonna do a vegan vegetarian style. And in the MEALTHY pot, we're gonna do traditional style. And what we have cooking back there is also a traditional style. So I'm gonna show you the slow cooker because it's been cooking for, ooh, let's see. I think I had it on 2.5 hours on a high temperature, on high, and then I turned it down to slow, low, and slow, because this is one of those soups that you really do want to take it low and slow if you're doing it in the slow cooker. It just has an immense amount of flavor. So let me go ahead and show that to you real quick so you can see what it's going to look like, and then we'll get started cooking here. It's one of my favorites, one of my favorite all-time soups. So let me show you what we have going on here. Okay, take the lid off and give it a good stir. Oh, it's just turning out beautifully. It definitely needs a couple hours on low and slow yet to go so that these split peas can really cook down. But take a look at that. Doesn't that just look absolutely yummy? It is going to even get more delicious. All right, put that lid back on so it can continue to cook. It's very hot. And I love how versatile this recipe is, both having a traditional as well as being able to come up with a vegan. So let's go ahead and let's talk about what we did in the kitchen to start off with this recipe. We went ahead and we put some garlic cloves in a saucepan and used avocado oil. You can use extra virgin olive oil too, whichever one is your favorite. But for vegan vegetarian, we went ahead and did avocado oil. And then we did a slow roasting right back here in the oven, and we did it at 325 for about 15 minutes so that they get nice and roasted. Now, there were several in here, and we use them in this recipe, and I just love to slow roast garlic. It just brings out such a beautiful smoky flavor. I don't know how about you. I don't like a really hot garlic. I really prefer to have it nice and smooth. All right, so we're gonna start cooking in our pots, and what you wanna do is we're gonna hit the saute feature. So let me go ahead and hit start and get this one to saute. Start, and I'll get the MEALTHY pot in a saute. Turn it on. There we go. All right. And while it's getting hot and ready to go, I'm going to share with you what we're going to put in the bottom. For our vegan vegetarian, we're going to start off with a vegan spread, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons, and we've got an Earth Balance vegan spread that we're going to use, so we're going to use 2 tablespoons. And in our traditional pot, we're going to actually use some clarified butter. I love this Organic Valley ghee butter. It's a clarified butter. Just show that to you. Hey Chris, good to see you. So you get 2 tablespoons. get that nice and starting to melt. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our onion and our celery. I've got 3 celery sticks in here that I've diced, and I've got a full medium sweet Vidalia onion. Now, if you can't find Vidalia, just a sweet onion is fine. We're going to go ahead and put that in. We've got the same for the traditional. And then we're going to also add in that garlic, and I have 3 sprigs of thyme, and I'm going to show you the thyme. I love to use fresh thyme in just about any soup. So I'm going to just take a sprig and just show you real quick an easy tip and technique. You want to take it where the leaves are facing upward, and all you do to strip the leaves is just hold it over and slide your finger down, and just the actual leaves will fall right off. So easy. Nice tip. So I've got 3 sprigs in each of these garlics. So I've got about 10 garlic cloves in here that have been diced, and we're going to add those right in with the thyme, with the fresh thyme. You'll have to tell me if you like the, I put the camera up a little higher so you could see down into the pots a little bit better. You just have to let me know if that's a good, oh, almost mixed the spoons, if that's a good position. All right. And now we're going to, while it's sauteing, we want to saute our onion until they're about translucent, okay? So while it's sauteing, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in 2 bay leaves in each one. It's not quite a full bay leaf. There we go. And I'll show you, I use an organic. Everything I use is pretty much organic. So we have some organic Turkish bay leaves. That's what we put in. We put in 2. And we're going to put in a little sriracha. There's the sriracha. Italian seasoning right there. We have the organic Italian seasoning. Oops, we need to stir that around. They get really hot pretty fast, so you want to just keep an eye on that. We're going to use some black pepper, some organic black pepper. We're going to use some crushed red peppers, organic crushed red peppers. Some of you, for split pea soup, may not like to have all the heat that we do in our family. And I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel because they're cooking so fast. And they'll stay warm while I add in the last spice. Cancel, cancel. And then the last spice we're going to be adding is cumin. Love my some cumin. I wish you could smell how wonderful. My husband came home early today, and he says, oh my God, it smells amazing. And he was a little worried. He's like, is this what we're having for dinner? Is this the only thing we're having? I'm like, yes, it's the only thing we're having. It's wonderful. All right, so we're going to add some coconut aminos. Here we go. And especially for the vegan and vegetarian, you want to get some liquid smoke. And it makes it, because you're not going to be using the actual bacon or the ham, you're going to want to have some liquid smoke. It will just give it that beautiful touch that you want to have. Oh, I went for the smell. Okay, that is beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and deglaze a little bit of our pots. So for our vegan vegetarian, we have a wonderful organic vegetable broth that I use. This is just absolutely one of my favorite. I use Pacific, and it's just so good. And you're going to want to use the full 32 ounces. So we're going to go ahead and put that in and scrape down the sides. Make sure you get all of that wonderful, wonderful cooking juices all mixed in. Okay, and then for our traditional, we have a bone broth. You can use water too. I actually love to use bone broth whenever I'm cooking, or a vegetable broth, just because it has such an added flavor, just adds more depth into the cooking. So we have an organic bone broth. It's a chicken bone broth that I'm using today, and again, it's Pacific brand. I love Pacific brand because they really have low sodium in their bone broths, and that's a real important feature in how we cook, and how I teach people to cook. No sodium, no extra sodium, that's a good thing, especially not a monosodium. Okay, all right, we're ready to go with some of the next ingredients. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add in the carrots. I've got 3 large carrots that I've diced up. I'm gonna go ahead and add those in. I love carrots in a split pea soup. It's just so yummy. And so for the vegan vegetarian, what I found was really a fun product. And I've used these once before, but they're a tofu crumble, and it says it's politely hot. So we're gonna go ahead and put the tofu crumble in, and it just looks like that. So you could do 1 to 2 boxes. It's really your choice. And then for the traditional, we have some diced ham, and I love that I found this diced ham at our grocery store. It's no antibiotics, no growth hormone, vegetarian fed, gluten-free. It's just a wonderful brand, absolutely love it. And it's already been diced for us, so that looks just fantastic. You can do 1 cup or 2 cups. This was a 2 cup. And then I have some turkey bacon. Now we're not going to put the turkey bacon in the vegan vegetarian, but we're going to go ahead and put the turkey bacon in the pot, in the traditional. Now when we're finished cooking, we're going to take whatever is remaining of that turkey bacon out. There we go. Okay, and the last thing we're going to add is our split peas that look like that. These are organic as well. So we're going to go ahead and add those in. Okay. Such a simple and easy recipe. And doing it in the pressure cookers, oh, it just takes all the time away, and it's just amazing. So delicious. Okay, and it looks like I am going to need just about another cup. I definitely want to have 1 more cup of broth that I'm going to add to this pot before I actually get it started. So I will do that when the show ends. Such a simple recipe. And what you're going to do now is put your pot lids on. And I'm not going to go ahead and get them started just yet. I'm going to hit go in a little bit. But you want to make sure they're secured and locked in place. And the other thing, I've actually heard this from a couple of people, that they're afraid of their pressure cookers because they're not sure that they have the lid on as tight as it can be. It's only one, it'll stop when it's closed, and then you just make sure that your vent is in the closed position. Make sure your knob is down. So that's it, that's all you have to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the pots for 15 minutes. We're going to hit it on high pressure. And we'll let 10 minutes for slow release of pressure, and then you can release the rest of the pressure. And when you're ready to serve it, I've got some Parmesan shreds that are dairy-free, and then regular Parmesan shredded. It's kind of nice just to put a little bit on. And then I have this wonderful balsamic, black truffle balsamic. If you don't have that, that's okay. Just a regular, really good aged balsamic will do as well. And you just want to just drizzle just a little bit on the top when you serve it. And I actually have a nice little crusty bread that I'm going to be serving it with as well. And that's it. This is the recipe. I mean, that's the entire recipe. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I love it. It freezes well. So those of you who wonder if this is a good soup to freeze, it absolutely is. It freezes just beautifully. And if you like this show, hit that share button and say hello, who you are, where you're from. I love the love. I love the little hearts. Thank you so much for that. Hey Brenda, great to see you. Love seeing you. Hi Dave, good to see you as well. So that's the end of the show, everyone. I mean, so simple, so easy. Hopefully you're going to decide to make it. If you do decide to make it, feel free to send me a picture of your soup at the end of the day. And as always, if you've ever missed a show, know that we save all of our videos on my YouTube channel, which is Lifestyle by LauraJ. We are 13 shows away from hitting 100, so we're excited about that. And thanks everyone for helping us out in our community and saying hello, who you are, where you're from. And I wish everyone a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I know down here in the south we've got a lot of rain, so stay safe. And all those terrible storms that we're heading up through the Midwest, please stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.